What's up, everybody, and welcome to the newest edition of the Bronx Muchachos podcast, brought to you by 5 Reasons Sports Network. I'm your host for tonight, Mark, and we got everybody here with us after Game 2 of the LCS. Starting with Dave,
What's going on, everybody?
another happy fella right there. Got Alex,
Evening, everybody. Doesn't
and of,
it feel great to suck?
and of course we got Danny with us.
What's good, everybody?
You guys know the drill. Subscribe, like, review, rate, all that fun stuff. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, anywhere you get your podcast platforms. Also check out our link tree, link.tree/Bronx Real Bronx Muchachos. Check out SeatGeek. Get yourself use our code, which is all capital Bronx Muchachos. Get some discounts. Get your seats for games 3, 4, 5. Save the money from there. Go get some beers. Go get some hot dogs. Go spend the money. Get gear. Do whatever you want to do. Another loss tonight. A little closer games. Yankees lost 3-2. Really, Astros had had a good inning in the third. Bregman with the home run, 3-run shot. Yankees came back at the bottom of the top of the fourth. Put a couple runs on the board, but the offense kind of sputtered yet again in totality. Not as many strikeouts as the night before, but still failing to come up big in important spots. But on the positive note, I think going forward, I think we know who our shortstop is or should be for the rest of the season. Little smirks from people, but yeah, Peraza, starting off with a bang right in the first inning with a hell of a play. No defense was there tonight. Pitching was there. Sevy was that dog again today. Going 5+, 5 1/3, 5 1/3, 6 strikeouts. I thought he could have stayed out longer, but that's a personal opinion of mine. So, Dave, I'll swing it over to you. What are your thoughts?
This is just bad. I mean, I got this empty feeling in my stomach that this just sucks. I mean, there's no way to put a spin on this. I mean, honestly, in baseball, you don't score runs or get points for solid pitching and solid defense. It's not like football where your defense can score you points. It's totally reliant on the offense, which for whatever reason cannot stop swinging at curveballs in the dirt, and they're letting 90-mile-an-hour fastballs go right down the chute. I don't know what analytics is telling them what to swing at, but that guy needs to be fired, or people need to be fired. Severino, got the job done. It was just one bad pitch that did him in. Other than that, he did his job. Boone made all the adjustments he needed to make. He dropped Torres down to fifth like we talked about last night. He put Bader in the leadoff position like we talked about last night. He put Peraza at short, Cabrera back and left. It still wasn't enough to get past this team that, for whatever reason, has had our number since 2017. And we just can't figure it out. I mean, last 2 games, this offense is 9 for 65. That's a 138 batting average with 4 runs scored and 30 strikeouts. What about that spells a championship team? It doesn't. It just doesn't. And now they're going back to New York, down 0-2. They need to come out and win because it's about ready time to break glass in case of emergency type of situation here. And I like to think Peraza is going to stay at shortstop. Something tells me that IKF is back at short for game 3. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that. But there's just literally no answer for this at all. They picked a real bad part of the year for the bats to go cold. They really did. And, Donaldson, Rizzo, and Judge are the only ones that had hits tonight. Another 13 strikeouts. This isn't going to get the job done. It's just not. It's unfortunate because they're about to waste another good season.
You're 100% right on that, though, Dave. Like, no one's denying you on any of that. Because, dude, the bats have been cold, since August? Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been
Yeah.
like that. Like they've had little bursts, like a week here, a week there, a week here, a week there, but like on a constant note, it's been like that feel since then. Okay, it's like once we had the division, like the bats weren't really doing anything they had to do. Yeah, we had Judge got his 62, but that's what all it was really that was going on. And like Sevy, he did a great job. He had 6 Ks. He was doing what he had to do tonight. Okay, he was pitching what he had to do. It was one pitch that took him out. All right. The bigger problem is the hitting. We only had 4 hits the whole entire team. Compared to the Astros having 8 hits. Okay, and 2 of them being 2 players having multi hits, Bergman and Gurriel. Like both of them having a multi-hit game, but yet Judge can't get a multi-hit game. Let's see. Donaldson can't get a multi-hit game. Like it's ridiculous right now. Like I'm sorry, but if this was the team that we had in the beginning of the season that was dominating the first half of the season, then yeah, I would not be. I would be shocked at what's going on. But as of right now, I'm not shocked. Okay, like the coaching sucks. the a good majority of the players, key players in key positions, suck. Like that's what's going on right now. Okay, like the team needs to do something and fix something good, because the way it's going right now, if when Game 3 starts up, the Bronx should be booing the fucking team right now.
I wouldn't go that far with booing the team just because they had fight in them today. They had fight in them yesterday too. I'm not you know sounding the alarm on the offense because they're not hitting the ball, and that's the problem. That's where the main problem is. Um, you're right. I'm letting strike, ball strike one going right down the middle, strike two, fastballs going down the pipe, and not taking swings at them. That's a
All
problem. That's
day.
something that has to be changed. Um, but their defense and pitching's kept them in this game, and now comes time for the timely hitting that.
Mark, by the 3rd inning, we all knew in our chat that Valdez was every first pitch Valdez was doing was,
Oh
was
yeah,
a fastball right down the middle. We said in our own group chat.
oh yeah,
You're
you're
gonna tell
100
me
percent right.
you're gonna tell me the Yankees organization couldn't be telling their own players that, like, hey, it's gonna be a fastball right down the middle. Be ready for that and start getting ready to swing away. Like, come on.
They could have told. Listen, they could have told them that. It's up to the players to make that adjustment. But on the same, but at the same time,
Gleyber Torres, King Mr. Swing at first pitch, decides to not swing at first pitches today. Come on.
They let every single fastball go right down the middle of the plate and didn't even flinch.
they did that. But maybe listen. I don't know what their game plan was. Maybe their game plan was to so remember this last year. They started hacking away at when Nathan Eovaldi was throwing pitches. They just kept swinging first pitch at him, and that didn't do well for them. Now they're taking pitches trying to drive up the pitch count, and it didn't work for them. It's heads we lose, tails the other team wins no matter what happens. But there are portions of this that are a big problem, which was Higashioka yet again coming up big, coming up very small in important spots. Strike 3 for 3, striking out every time he got up to bat. Almost taking out Rizzo on a play that he was nowhere near and just runs right in. I mean, honest to God, this guy better not be on the team next year. I'm done with him. I'm 100% done with Higashioka. I don't care that he's a champ for 2 weeks out of the year.
Bro almost takes out Rizzo.
No, he almost did. He almost took out himself and Rizzo at the same time. But Carlos Ruiz in the chat, be happy that Altuve's 0 for 23. I'll say one thing, man. That in first inning, that play Peraza did was dynamite, and then I forget what inning it was, but when Gleyber started that double play from his back was another great play by him. So, I mean, Danny, I know you're chomping at the bit a little bit.
is everybody done crying? Like,
Oh, I'm not crying. I'm telling. I'm no. You got to remember something. I'm not crying. I'm not sitting here breaking the glass here. I'm saying how I'm just calling it how it is.
No,
Like,
it's terrible.
So am I. I'm not crying about anything. I'm just miserable. I'm just sick and tired of seeing this every single postseason for the last 6 years. I'm over it. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's terrible. We already spoke about the offense. I'm not going to beat a dead horse on that. Judges fly ball to right field. If the roof was closed, that ball is like halfway into the bleachers in right field. And then Bregman's 91 mile per hour fly ball to left field is probably sitting in our Cabrera's glove, right? So this is one of those situations where the baseball gods were not on our side in terms of the weather, in terms of the roof not being open, because this game could have been turned around so quick. And it sucks. It sucks. That ball that was hit off of Bregman's glove and then caromed off to Jeremy Pena. It's like, okay, the ball is just bouncing Houston's way. It went that way for these two games. We have 3 at the stadium. We got Nestor. We got Cole. We'll see what happens if there is a game 5. What's today?
Today's Thursday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So hopefully, maybe Sevy will be ready to go in that game 5 on short rest, or they may go with HOU. We'll see if there's even a game 5. Houston's pitching has been really good. Framber pitched a hell of a game today. That breaking ball was on all day, and he got ahead with he got ahead with his fastballs, and that didn't work out in our favor. Their pitching is tough. We knew that going into this series that they're going to pitch us tough. So we just got to find a way to break through. I like the adjustments Boone made, putting Bader up at the top of the lineup, moving Glaber down. So hopefully in the Bronx we get the bats going. That's our only hope because everything else is there.
Some of those strike calls that were today were really, like, I could understand. Yes, listen, I could understand. Yesterday, you got Justin Verlander. You got Justin Verlander on the bump. The name Verlander alone is he's gonna get strikes called for him. That's just the way it is. But some of these pitches today, man, it was bad. Like Stanton striking out in the 8th inning. That one, he should have been on first base because that ball was nowhere near a strike. And that's the type of stuff. Those are rally killers that one MLB really needs to figure out. Or right now in the AFL, in the Arizona Fall League, they're testing out a new thing where either the catcher or the batter, if they think that the strike was if it was a ball or vice versa was a strike, you can turn around and challenge it right then and there, and they put it on the big screen so everyone can see. They put the K box up there. They show the ball flying, and like they said, they had it for Dominguez. I think it was yesterday's game or today's game. He didn't like a call. He said, "No, I want to challenge that. I don't think it was a strike." They showed it was underneath the zone. Got him, and he got a walk because of it.
I saw a video about that. It's like he did something like he tapped his head.
You tap the head. You challenge it. The umpire turns around, acknowledges it, and then they go to the video. And they bring it out, and boom. That's something that could be it's obviously going to be next year, not now. But
I would love for some in MLB's brass to explain to me how that same pitch 2 inches below the damn strike box is a strike. That is at somebody's shins. Like all night long. The Astros were getting that call all night long.
I can explain that to you. So for the umpires in their rule book, if it's an okay miss if it's within, like, I think 1 ball or 2 like within an inch or 2. You're 2 inches, right, Danny? Yeah, it's 2 inches. As long as you're 2 inches in the zone, it's you're great. It's an acceptable miss for you. It's the pitches that are too far out that they weren't doing. So the 2 inches, it's within the error of within an error for them. So you can't really get too mad about that. I mean, we're all spoiled these days because we have the strike zone box in front of us watching on TV.
I mean, let's be real. Like, there were even some calls for Houston that was going on that, like, it's like, whoa, they're getting like I don't want to say it, but like, come on, Altuve was getting screwed over too. Those were like way out there.
As long as it's going both ways, I don't care. Like we can sit here and say, "Oh, it's too low," but they're calling if it's calling for the same team, like Carlos is saying it right now in our chat, calling for the both sides. It is what it is, man. It's good. It's good to go.
Altuve and Alvarez in this series are combined 1 for 21, and the Astros have a 2-0 lead in this series. You would think that if we shut down those two dudes, we'd be in a much better spot. But the fact of the matter is, from yesterday striking out 17 times and leaving a boatload of guys on to today not capitalizing, and the weather, that Judge homer. Well, it would have been on Yankee Stadium, but with the exit velocity and with the launch angle, it would have been out. It was estimated like a 414 feet, and it only went 345. Like, that's just eating at
6
me.
miles an hour.
Yeah. And it was at 28-degree launch angles, something ridiculous. So, and that Bregman homer, 91 miles per hour. Maybe it doesn't, get to Cabrera's glove, but it hits off the wall. But with this weather, it went like almost to the train tracks. Like that's what's eating at me a little bit. That's because this was a winnable game, and the Yankees were right there. The fact that Framber made that error and we capitalized 2 runs, 2 ground ball outs, getting those runs in was huge. But at one point, did we talk about Matt Carpenter not being a legitimate pitch hitter? 0 for 7, 7 strikeouts. Does he become more of a DH option? I don't know. Like, it's tough.
I think he's got to figure out that the Astros will throw him nothing but curveballs the rest of the time. Because he's proven he can't touch the curveball. He can't hit it. Can't figure it out. Can't understand it. How it's attacking him. Until he can figure out the curveball, it's just like having Higashioka up at the plate or even Severino. I mean, both of our catchers are offensive black holes at this point, but Trevino's better on the defensive side than Hickey. Hickey's I'm not going down that road with Hickey. It's just not even worthwhile talking about him anymore. So to bring Matt Carpenter in is I get why you bring Carpenter in at that point. You're hoping for lightning in a bottle. You're hoping that he gets the fastball to turn on. But even with Castro, he should have stolen the bases early. He should have made an attempt earlier to steal a base. Like that was such a poor base running by him. He knows that everyone in the world knows that a curveball's coming. So you already have a 2-second head start because of that curveball. And it's going to be in the dirt, so you even get more time. He should have been off on the second or third pitch.
Yeah, I think he went on the 1-0 pitch.
No, he went on the fourth. He went on the strikeout. Yeah, he faked on the 1-0 pitch, and then he went on like the 1-2 pitch or something like that.
Yeah, he should have just left on that 1-0 pitch. But Carpenter, I think, did he foul it off? Carpenter fouled it off. To make it 1-1. Yep.
Yeah, he did. He fouled it off.
Yep.
And he had to go back, and then he struck out on the next pitch.
No, he struck it.
Something like that.
Yes, no, I think he struck out 2 pitches later.
Yeah.
But even so, the next pitch, he knew it was going to be another curveball. He should have ran on the second pitch. The third pitch in the sequence, he should have run on because there was no after the first pitch, there was no chance Carpenter was ever going to see a fastball again.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the game plan was with Framber, because he did a really good job of getting hit with the fastball. I'm surprised. We kind of touched upon it earlier with Nate Eovaldi, right? Kind of being uber aggressive. He has a great sinker. Like it's nasty. So maybe he's thinking, hey, let's try to get that curveball up so he can make a mistake with it. But he didn't. He got 16 swing and misses on the curveball tonight. It was nasty, man. There's nothing we could have done with that. A lot of it was pitches. Well, some of them were in the zone, and none of them were just kind of darting out of the zone. But that's just Framber being really good. It's tough. It's good. We got to find a way. Who's got the ball game 3? Christian Javier or
Javier versus
McCullers?
Cole. I think it's Javier versus
man.
Cole.
And Javier.
No.
Game 3 was McCullers.
I think you're right.
McCullers is game 3 against Cole.
And McCullers is a tough dude. He's not going to back down. Sinker slider guy, pitching in the Bronx. He's going to relish that opportunity. So the Yankees got to figure out how they're going to attack him, and hopefully it's a better game plan than what they put together today.
Well, they got the flight. They got that flight tonight, figuring out what to do.
Yeah.
Take
They
batting
actually look
practice
better
until
in
their
game
arms
1.
fall off.
They actually look better. They had a better approach against Justin Verlander than they did against Framber, I thought, because they had a lot more traffic.
Yeah, they did. Because let's be real, like he was 9 strikeouts he did today. Like he was on he was on it. That curveballs, the cutter was on it. That everything for him was on it. Like it sucks. It sucks. Like he had the intensity. You could see it in his face even today. The intensity he had. Like Verlander, though, we had the chance and we screwed that up. We screwed that by not taking advantage of that, at least by the 4th inning. Because after the 4th,
but even with Framber today, that we had the 4th inning for Framber, we could have that's the inning that we put up the crooked number, but we could have added more. And then after Judge gets on, you go Judge, then Stanton, then you got Rizzo who gets an RBI. Glaber gets an RBI, and then it falls right into a massive black hole, which was Donaldson, and then the biggest black hole, Higashioka.
Yep.
And then honestly, on the offensive side, I can't blame Peraza for the at bats he has, because they put him on the bench for so long. You know what I mean?
No,
like you put that guy on the bench for that long. I don't expect him to come out swinging a hot bat at all.
Nope. So what do you think? IKF at third base for game 3?
Be better than Donaldson.
I think Boone already said he's not gonna.
I think $25 million says he's gonna play.
Yeah. Boone already said that.
He said
I came out with that.
He said
what? He's not gonna put IKF at third. He's not gonna put IKF at third for Donaldson.
So we're gonna let a guy keep going up there and striking out with guys on base, just some defense.
Well,
awesome.
He did better today. He had to walk to kind of.
He had a double. He had a double and a walk today.
He started for the double, yeah.
So he redeemed himself from yesterday. I wish we had that double yesterday. We would have won game 1. I mean, it's a couple innings too late, but there's signs of Donaldson.
No, it's more like 24 hours too late.
Yeah,
I wish even when he hit the double today, I wish that we had a batter behind him, because we didn't have he didn't have a batter behind him at all.
Yeah, so it was Donaldson, Glaber, Donaldson, and then it was Higgy,
Peraza, then Cabrera.
Cabrera. Man. And that's the Cabrera from the right side, not necessarily the best.
Well, at one point, later in the game, he flipped to the left side.
Yeah, to the left side, yeah.
You know what? Talking about Peraza, let's look at the positivity. Hey, we saw 2 awesome plays to be happy for the future, at least. That we know defensively, he is the man. Offensively, I'm not gonna say anything right now. I'll wait till next year, because like they're putting him in right now as a break glass in case of emergency anyway.
So what do we think? We think IKF is back at shortstop on Saturday, or Peraza's shown enough defensively that he's earned his spot there, because I think personally he earned his spot and he should be there.
With two plays in clutch plays that he did, I believe he should be there. But I mean, I'm not shocked if Boone didn't, because it's it's the way this team goes at times.
I put Peraza back there.
Yeah. I would too, but I already know what's probably going to happen. So,
what's it going to take for Garrett? what's it going to take for Garrett Cole to get a win in the Bronx? 7 shutout, like that one homer quarter is going to go away. Like, so what's that going to look like for Garrett Cole to
No,
win
Garrett.
The way we
in Game 3?
Way he
we're
pitched
gonna
game
need like
4.
10 runs to beat this Astros team. The rate we're going.
Yo, Garrett got to come out and be that dog. Like Sevy was that dog tonight.
Um,
And I'll say,
I'm not
hold
gonna
on,
be
wait. I
shocked.
got one thing. I got one
Go
thing
ahead.
to say about that. Sevy was that dog tonight, but even though I'm playing the results were fine. I still didn't like the fact that Boone took out Sevy after that bloop single in the 6th inning. You can't tell me that when Sevy comes in and you're pumping him up, going at the end of the 5th, going, we need you, you got to be out there, we got to be out
Just
there,
a
and to
poem.
take him out after you wait for one single to take him out. That didn't inspire. That wasn't
Makes
an
sense.
inspiring thing at that point for me. Like Boone, it seemed like he was very. He was timid. I don't want to say shrinking. He just got timid and got scared that it was going to get out of hand fast, and he didn't have the faith in Sevy to right the ship.
In that situation, you have a day off tomorrow. You got 2 dudes in Alemans Diaz and Yuri Gurriel that are prime time ground ball candidates. You got to get out of that inning unscathed. It's a 1-run game. We can't give up any more runs. You have one of the premier ground ball relievers in all of baseball waiting in the helms. All right, Sevy's not a ground ball dude. We all know that.
Yeah.
So getting Johnny in that situation, Gurriel hit a ground ball, and then the very next at bat, Alemans Diaz 5-4-3 double play. He gets out of it, and then Johnny pitched into the 8th inning. So I think that was the best move to make. Boone pumping up Sevy in that situation was to try to get him through the 6th. Ideally, in Boone's mind, he wanted Sevy to get through 6. But you have to do batter by batter at this situation. He was at 82 pitches, and like I said, the subsequent things were going on.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, listen, the what Boone did, I'm saying on a personal thing, I didn't like the move myself, but the results speak for themselves because the results were there. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't think, other than that, that's the only thing I would say as a ding, but the results played themselves out the right way. I don't think Boone managed the game badly at all today. You know what I mean? Like we've talked about how Boone shrinks in the past. I don't think he shrunk today in this game at all.
And when it comes to like us winning in the Bronx, I'm gonna tell you right now, I could see it that they go win all 3 in the Bronx. I can see it because it's gonna be the team, it's gonna be the Bronx, and it's October baseball in the Bronx. It always happens that it happens. And then what I'm gonna say, the game I'm gonna fear is gonna be Game 7 because that's gonna be the ones that can be like. Because I have a feeling we are going to win the next 3. It's just that when they're in Houston, that's when I have that fear.
That's a lot of anxiety.
That's Game 6.
Oh
for me.
yeah.
There's a lot of anxiety.
Oh yeah. Remember, I said I wanted it to be Game 5. The reason I wanted Game 5 is I wanted them to have a game 1 or 2, and then I would not have been worried about anything. Now I'm like, yeah. I'm not. Watch it. Just watch it. It's gonna be game 3. We're gonna whoop them. Game 4, we're gonna whoop them. Game 5 is going to be a dog. But I mean, sorry. It's gonna go like that all the way. Game 6 it's gonna be a dog fight all the way. Game 6, and then all of a sudden, we're gonna come back, and then it's gonna be like reality.
You know who's impressed me too from the Houston side? Ryan Presley. He didn't have a really good regular season versus us, and I feel like he's just kind of
6 Ks already.
Yeah, I feel like he's locked it down for them, and that's the dude at the end where you kind of feel like, hey, we could get that guy, and right now he's showing that, yeah, he's like, I came here to play, so we have a tough task ahead of us. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We just gotta take it one game at a time. I'm kind of comparing this to the 2004 Red Sox, against us, and how we were up 3-0 and we had, a really good team, and The Red Sox are just like, hey, just win one game at a time, and it starts on Saturday with Garrett Cole. Mark, you're muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I knew I was muted.
Okay. All right.
But you were right, Danny. Like it's. I think with the 04 Red Sox, how we were the hump for the Red Sox. This is now the time to kick everything back into gear to do what we got to do. I also think that our three of our main people, Glaber, Judge, Stanton, they're all batting under 200 right now. They need to step up. They need to start hitting. They need to start. The bats got to wake up. I don't care what it is. Like, go to Pedro Serrano and get the Century and the voodoo, the curses off the bats or something like that. But they got to do whatever they got to do.
Burn some sage.
Burn some sage. Pray to whatever gods, whatever baseball gods. Burn a glove or something like that. Do what they got to do and just be done with it.
Burn a Verlander jersey. I don't know what you got to do. Burn the 2017 World Series banner. I don't know. They got to release some demon. But,
they need some SpongeBob's Krusty Krab pizzas. So they need
get the rally monkey.
No monkeys. No.
The Angels in 02.
No.
Let's just go win Saturday.
Listen, we got Cole on the bump Saturday. He's got to pitch like the $36 million man that he is. He's got to pitch like the ace that he is and stop the bleeding. Give us stifle their team. Give us a chance and move forward. Man, we got to take game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, we'll find out.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's going to be it for us tonight.
Yep.
Take it away, Dave.
So it's going to be it for us tonight. We were hoping to have some better news to talk about, but baseball gods had other plans. Be sure to subscribe, rate, review, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that button at the bottom of the screen there. The show notes, it's got our link tree, it's got our SeatGeek and Lids links. Go shop away, buy tickets, do whatever. And hopefully you got better news to talk about on Saturday night. For Mark, Alex, and Danny, and David, Bronx Muchachos signing off.
Peace.
Good night.